In A New Hope, as Luke, Wedge, and Biggs are making their fateful trench run, Vader and 2 other TIE pilots are hot on their tails. We all know who Darth Vader is, of course, but who are the other 2 guys? Did 2 enlistees have the absolute privilege of flying with the Dark Lord of the Sith himself? This transmission explores who the 2 of them are. Both pilots were part of Black Squadron. This squadron was also known as the 61st Squadron and the Death Star Assault Squadron. This elite unit of TIE LN starfighter pilots flew under the lead of Black 1, Darth Vader. Mythal was designated DS-61-2 and nicknamed Mauler. He was a human pilot in the Galactic Empire's Imperial Starfighter Corps. He flew under the call sign Black 2 in Black Squadron, an impressive call sign given that Darth Vader was Black 1, the only one above him. Outside of the Battle of Yavin, Mythal's past is buried in legends. As a kid, Mythal fine-tuned his piloting skills by shooting down flying Bothan sky dragons in his father's T-16 Skyhopper. If the Skyhopper sounds familiar, it's the same ship that Luke learned to fly in while bullseyeing Womprets back on Tatooine. Mythal had a son named Rajili, who followed in his father's footsteps and also enlisted in the Imperial Navy. He became a tractor beam operator on the Chimera, an Imperial II-class Star Destroyer under the command of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Black Squadron was the most well-known and widely feared starfighter squadron in the entire Imperial Navy. Brutal assaults on Raltair and Mon Calamari helped cement that reputation. Mythal had 27 confirmed rebel kills by the time the Battle of Yavin came. He was given enough leeway by his superiors to mark these kills with flames on the hull of his TIE fighter. Mythal flew on Vader's left as Black 2. The man who flew on the right is known only as Backstabber. His designation was DS-61-3. I couldn't find a record of his real name. He was a human male from Corellia. Even diving into legends, there isn't much to say about Backstabber. He was known for being especially vicious in combat, but even that doesn't explain his nickname. I would think that means that he shot down a fellow pilot, but I doubt Vader would have that guy at his back. When the Rebel Alliance launched an attack against the Death Star, the station's defenses had a hard time keeping up with small starfighters. The battle station was equipped primarily for an assault by a fleet where much larger, slower targets would be plentiful. Tarkin remained confident in the station and wouldn't scramble any Imperial starfighters. Vader overrode Tarkin and ordered Black Squadron to launch. The squadron started killing the Rebel assault ships. Vader and his 2 wingmen went straight to the Death Star's trench to take down the Rebel Y-wing bombers. Vader killed all of the bombers himself. The trio looped back around and followed a group of X-wings into the trench next. Vader and Backstabber each killed 1 before the leader of the X-wing squadron managed to fire proton torpedoes at the battle station's only weakness. The shot didn't do the intended damage. Vader chased down the pilot and killed him. The Rebels' assault was running out of ships fast. The Death Star was a minute from being in a position to destroy the entire Rebel Alliance. The last 3 X-wings entered the trench. They were moving fast, trying to outrun Black Squadron. Backstabber managed to destroy some hydraulic lines on one of the pursuing ships. It slowed and pulled out of the fight. Vader commanded his wingmen to let him go and stay on the primary assault. The next X-wing was destroyed by Vader. The last X-wing stayed on course. Vader opened fire and damaged the ship, but not enough to deter the pilot. Seemingly out of nowhere, a modified light freighter opened fire on the trio, killing Backstabber. The explosion in a relatively confined space sent a shockwave. Mythal, losing his honed edge just long enough, panicked and overcorrected his ship. He crashed into Vader's TIE Advanced X-1 before hitting the trench wall and blowing up with his ship. I think we all know the rest of this story, so we'll leave it off with the death of these 2 mysterious wingmen. Check out this transmission next for more characters from the galaxy far, far away.